An all-out battle takes place between the CCG and the Ogiri led by the One-Eyed Owl. Shinohara and Iwa take on the One-Eyed Owl using nuke-1 armor called Aratas, but are unable to defeat him. As the building collapses, the CCG lose about half of their troops and suspect that it was a trap. Meanwhile, Toka fights her brother Ayato, but she is badly injured and saved by Kaneki. To her surprise, Kaneki leaves the Anteku group to join the Ogiri tree. The 9th and 10th wards are lost to the Ogiri, apparently led by a ghoul with an eye patch. Meanwhile, Mada's daughter Akira is assigned to become Amon's new partner. Toka decided to go Kami University. Akira suggests that a ghoul organization is in control of the 20th ward, but also causes some friction among the investigators because of her abrupt manner. Now the coffee shop is reopened. Kaneki has now joined the Ogiri. Kaneki and Ayato lead an Ogiri attack on a CCG convoy to rescue Naki, on a of Jason's old cohorts who is being taken to the maximum security prison for ghouls known as Cochlear. During the mission, they are attacked by two one-eyed ghouls in black and white striped masks. Oka pays a visit to the university which Kaneki used to attend, where she has an encounter with Hideyoshi Nagachika, Hyde, who is now working as a messenger for the CCG. While Amon and Akira visit Clear prison to learn more about Ogiri's plan from Donato Popera, the Ogiri commence their invasion of Cochlear and free a majority of the imprisoned ghouls. The two one-eyed ghouls, Corona and Nashiro Yasuhisa, meet up with the idiosyncratic Inspector Juzo Suzuya. Kaneki frees the powerful ghoul Matasaka Kamishiro, commonly known as Sachi, a ghoul who had a personal relationship with Rise. However, Kaneki is attacked by him and badly beaten. Etu arrives and greets Shachi, asking if he would like to see Rise. Meanwhile, a worn-out Kaneki begins devouring ghoul corpses in desperation. The battle at Cochlear intensifies on several fronts. Juzo defeats Corona and Nashiro Yasuhisa, and Shinohara in his Arata armor almost kills Ayato. Kaneki undergoes a transformation, generating an additional Kagune after consuming dead ghouls. However, he is beaten by Amon. Amon recalls the time Kaneki spared him and so he hesitates, reluctant to kill Kaneki. At that moment, the one-eyed owl arrives, grabs Ayato and Kaneki, then departs. Juzo recalls the time when he was known as Rei, an arena executioner for the ghoul Big Madam, and then his acceptance into the CCG by Shinohara. Amon and Akira spend some time together and develop a better understanding of each other. Meanwhile, the CCG prepare a task force to combat the one-eyed owl and the Ogiri. Kaneki painfully tries to gain control his new Kagune. Hinami misses Kaneki but is uncertain what to do about it. Tsukiyama, who has been working as Yoshimura's spy to gather information on Kaneki, takes Hinami out to a cafe to cheer her up. Saint Teksuki, Kaneki's and Hinami's favorite author, shows up at the cafe and tells Hinami that in her current state, she cannot help Havani-chan Kaneki. Tetsuki visits the CCG, and tells Shinohara about Anteku, so he pays a visit with Juzo and meets Yoshimura. Later, Kaneki appears at Anteku and although Toka rushes there to see him, she beats him up instead of revealing her true feelings for him. Yoshimura tells Kaneki about his early life as the killer cousin, who worked for an organization known as V, and that the one-eyed owl is actually his child, Etu, with a human woman, Okina. When V found out about his family, they killed Okina while cousin and baby Etu escaped. Yoshimura then sends Toka and Hinami to safety with Yomo, suspecting that the CCG has discovered the truth about Anteku and is planning an attack. Indeed, CCG's chairman Tsuyoshi Washu authorizes an attack on Anteku in order to kill the owl. The CCG staff prepare their testamentary notes in their own personal yes, in preparation for a potentially fatal full-scale assault on Anteku. They launch the attack using conventional and specialized weapons and are greeted by the Devil Apes and Black Dober groups with Yoshimura and his friends, Yoshimura pretending to be the one-eyed owl. Despite being warned of the danger, Toka and Kaneki head to the 20th ward to assist their friends. Kaneki's friends from Anti-Echo are defeated one by one, but he arrives to help them. Juzo, Shinohara and a few other investigators finally defeat Yoshimura after a long, fierce battle. Amon faces off against Kaneki, but with victory in sight for the CCG. The real one-eyed owl appears before the investigators. The one-eyed owl easily defeats Shinohara and Juzo, and when the Ogiri tree joins the battle, the CCG is driven into a corner. Kaneki and Amon face off and reluctantly engage in battle. Eventually, the strongest investigator, Kisho Arima, appears and attacks the one-eyed owl, giving the CCG renewed hope to fight on. Badly wounded, the one-eyed owl consumes Yoshimura's body and escapes. Also wounded, Kaneki struggles towards Anteku. He wakes up in the cafe and finds Hyde trying to make coffee for him. In a post-credits scene, the owl regurgitates a still alive Yoshimura behind an alley and goes back to her original form, revealing herself to be both Saint Tetsuki and the owl Etu. Kaneki thinks back to happier times in Anteku. Hyde reveals that he knew Kaneki was a ghoul after Nishiki attacked the two of them. As they talk, Hyde collapses from loss of blood and passes out in Kaneki's arms, having been mortally wounded on the battlefield. Toko sobs when she arrives to see Anteku burning down. She chases after Kaneki when she sees him walking out, but is stopped by Yomo, who states that Yoshimura's last request to him was for him to protect her. Kaneki walks toward the CCG, carrying Hyde's body in his arms, and eventually comes face to face with Arima, who lets him lay down Hyde's body before they both get ready to fight. The next morning, Kaneki, Hyde and Amon have vanished along with the other CCG members, leaving only an unharmed Arima with his quank impaled on the ground, most likely having won, leaving Kaneki's fate unknown. After the credits, it is shown that Toka has opened up a new cafe.